Broadcasting worldwide through internet, satellite, AM and FM stations across the nation. Sponsored by SurvivalistSeeds.com, PatriotFood.com, and StriderRide.com. It gets a little rough from here on. This is Don't Tread on Me with Big John Lipscomb and Professor Jeffrey Grubb.
It is Friday, thank goodness, and I'm pretty excited about that because I am going to take this weekend off and try to get some things done at the homestead, folks, and maybe I'll open up that census report that I got from that driver a little over a week ago and see all those ridiculous questions in there. I saw something in the news, folks, I'm sure you guys have seen it too, that they are threatening to fine you $5,000 or up to $5,000 for answering it incorrectly or not answering at all. It's a bluff, folks. They will never do it, and I'm going to prove it because I'm going to send it back with my own thoughts about everything. They do have a constitutional right, you know, to count heads, but that's it. Everything else is BS, and you can tell them so and challenge them all the way to the Supreme Court. I think that's what I'm going to do. But they'll back down. This is the New World Order's tactics. They always try to scare you. And, of course, weak people will always fold and just go along with the crowd. Hey, Jeffrey, have you received your census yet?
Yeah, we've got it here. I got it the other day. Pretty amazing, whole thing. I think it's Article 1, Section 2 in the Constitution where they say, you know, that's the constitutional right that they have to count just the number of people. You know, and I got a really weird thing in the mail. I actually haven't been able to look at it too much. I don't know if it's something good or bad or what, but it's something about being a gun owner. And in it, at least has the appearance. It says official 2010 gun owner census document. And it's got a tracking number and a big verification ID and all this. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't.
I'll track it down and find out what it's all about. But I thought it was pretty interesting that somebody... who knows? Let me find out before I waste any more time on air talking about what it means and what it is. But yeah, as far as the census forms, they're just a bunch of stupid scoundrel criminals is what they are. You know, breaking the Constitution it's how much more blatant can you get?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a law written in the Constitution, and then the law is called X, and they do not X. I mean, and all the stupid Americans will sit there and pick their nose and watch TV this weekend. Mm-hmm. I was driving my girls to the Nature Center here in West Lafayette and passed a bank. The bank, people have a little thing written, like have a good weekend or whatever. They have a little, I forgot what it's called, a little sign there underneath the sign that has some writing in it or something that open till 5 or whatever. The bank had it written in there, mail in your census, ! I mean, what? We're all just policing each other. We're just getting after each other. Everybody, if you've read Huxley's Brave New World, that's what, is discussed in there.
Yeah.
Everybody
that's
get
how
after
they
each
work
other.
it. Right after 9/11, they recruited tens of thousands of, gas meter people and electric meter people, plumbers, all sorts of stuff to spy on their fellow Americans. And you know what? They did. I knew a guy that did it, and I asked him. I said, "Dude, what about doesn't that make you feel like a Nazi? Because that's what they did in Germany. They started spying on their fellow man." And he goes, "Well, the world is a new dangerous place." And I said, "Dude, New York City was bombed, not Newton, Kansas. And but And I said, and at that time, you know, I didn't want to get into the discussion that our own government had done it. And I said, and, you know, the guys that did it are halfway across the world. You know, I mean, what are you thinking? What are you spying on your neighbors for? And then I told him I thought it was going to come back to haunt him. That made him a little nervous too. So I don't know. I think at some point, we have got to rise up and just throw it back in their face and dare them. If we would just do that when it comes to taxes or the census or absolutely any of these issues, healthcare, just everybody say, no, I ain't going to do it. And just refuse to go along, it would expose them as a bully that can't back up his words.
Yeah, they always can have little teams and secret satanic societies that they can hire to pose as terrorists to blow up buildings and stuff. That's just a simple fact that no matter if we resist or don't resist or whatever, they can do that all they want. That's just the kind of people that they are. We have to go way beyond that and realize that whether they're doing that or not, or whether we have big government or small government or communism or whatever, we have to, in every single situation, we have to have lots of guns, we have to be growing our own food, we have to take over government offices. I mean, the government is John Lipscomb, Jeff Grubb, the listeners. We have to have that kind of attitude in any circumstance. It always works. It's what the founders wrote about. It's always the same formula, and as soon as you get away from it in any way, it's over. Then you get this census form in the mail that breaks. I mean, the government is the lawbreaker. You know, the news will never. I mean, how can you get all these news stations, John? Nobody mentions a peep. You know, just show us Article 1, Section 2 in the Constitution and show us the census form. You need 2 screens on fake Fox News or something. And nobody will do it. Well, we all know the answer because they're who they're working for. They're paid off. But, yeah, I mean, this is the level of treachery. I mean, the Constitution really is there only for the people. And that's good and bad. It's bad because the criminals aren't obeying it in any way. They're just wildly out of control, bombing, you know, killing children in Pakistan, going absolutely insane in every direction, you know, printing money like crazy, etc. But it's good in the sense that, well, the Constitution is a frame of mind, a state of mind. We have, you know, an attitude, and unless we have that, we're a bunch of slaves, which is what we are right now.
Yeah, we're a bunch of slaves, and people are just like water, always looking for the path of least resistance, you know?
Yeah.
Honey, fill out that census form. I'm watching the ball game. Even though they hear us going, you're a loser, you're a traitor if you do this, and they're thinking, yeah, I know, but the game's on, dude. I can't miss the game. It just is no end. Hey, here's something in the news I came across. Did you hear about that jellyfish that lives forever?
No, but I've heard of other animals that do, like a brain tumor or a cancer tumor lives forever. And
does it?
Lots of bacteria and so forth.
Yeah. This is, you know, this big old jellyfish regenerates its cells. The key, it says, lies in a process called transdifferentiation.